Okay, I've been asked since I've been putting up videos for a more kind of in-depth look at what I'm doing with Logic, some of the sounds that come with Logic, and some of the plugins that I'm using, the virtual synthesizers. So I took, as an example, Babylon Sisters, Steely Dan, one of my favorite tunes, and I'll just spin you through. I've just done a very quick track, just with Wurlitzer, bass, kit, guitar, and then just the horns there. So essentially 4 or 5 instruments. So the first one up is Wurlitzer. This comes with Logic, which is fantastic. So once you buy Logic, you get all these sounds. I really like this. So it's perfect for this. And very easy to change once you've actually programmed it. So you see your choices here. There's the Bright MK2, which is more it's got more tremolo. So great. So for this, I decided to go with the Wurlitzer Classic, just for an example. And then we come down to bass, and bass is the first time I'm using a contact instrument. So I bought Complete when it was there during the Black Friday sale. So this is a nice bass. Loads of velocity. And you've got a couple of key switches that'll, if you are doing it seriously and programming up a line, it'll add a bit of realism. So I really like it. Great bass. So that's the Scarby bass. You get a couple of choices when you get that. Then come to kit. So this is a built-in kit again. Comes with Logic. Really nice kit. So Logic comes with a heap of these kits. I decided to use that and use a contact instrument called Studio Drummer, which you've got a bit more control. This comes with grooves as well, so you can, if you don't have a program up and you just want to get an idea quick, you can use the grooves. You've got individual control over each instrument, so as I go through snare, bass drum, hats, you can choose your room mix, go to the mixer, change some of the levels, tunings, everything. So this is a really usable piece of kit. So that's my drums, so I wanted the parody shuffle, so I decided to go with that. The guitar, I'm using a contact instrument that comes with, when you get Complete, you get a thing called Legacy Instruments. This is the guitar. It's very hard to get a VSTI, a virtual instrument that does a decent guitar, but I like the sound of it. Really nice. I think it works as a nice comp, in a sequence, and it has the fret noise. So I use that just to add a bit of rhythm to it. Apologies to all the guitar players out there. Then for the horns in this, I decided to put together 3 or 4 different things. So this is the Legacy brass. This is the brass that comes with Logic. That's a really, really strong sound. Loads of velocity. So I use that as the basis of the brass section. Then I used a thing called Session Horns Pro, that I've been getting my head around. You build your session, so you've got baritone, alto, 2 trumpets, and I need to really play around with this a bit more, but I like it. While I was on Session Pro, I decided to double up some of the trumpet lines with the solo trumpet from Session Pro, which is a great instrument. It's got a proper legato. And you've key switches there for different rips, growls, etc., etc., etc. Loads of different articulations on this one. It's the main one there. So non-vibrato, vibrato, 2-beat rise, grace vibrato. Very, very powerful. Again, great for mocking stuff up if you can't get a trumpet player in. Trumpet 2, just for the crack, I went to a plugin called Cuba. And this is really for doing Latin music. It gives you loads of grooves, but... So I just thought that would fatten it up. And then I went to another contact instrument, which is the brass ensemble. So again, that comes with Logic. So I'll just play a little bit of the horns here, just to show how it sounds together. So as we go through the track, I'll go back to the top. Up on the top here, I've got I put in the original song so I could listen to it just to use as a guide. I've EQ'd out a lot of it. I'll just play it on its own so you hear what's going on there. Just so when I play through, you'll have some sort of vocal. And what I'll do is I'll keep up the keyboard part for those who are interested. So that's basically the sounds. And I'll play the track just a little bit. So there's the whirly. Actually, I'll start it again, and I'll start with the drums. This L parody shuffle, which is all these ghosty snares. Bring in the bass. Bring in the whirly. And I'll open up the horns and stuff. So a very basic kind of sequence of great song. So again, what you're listening to is straight off the Logic. It's still all in MIDI, so I can still mess around with it. None of the EQ has been treated, or it hasn't really been mixed. So there you go. I hope you enjoy that. I'll play through it now, and I'll put up the keyboard part for the keyboard players who are still with me on this, and I'll bring in the vocal just as a guide when it comes in. So let me just throw up the score. So this is as close as I could get to it. It's probably a couple of notes dodgy. In fact, I know there's a couple of notes dodgy, but here we go. So enjoy. I'll bring in the vocal from the original. go. I hope that gives you some idea. The score that's playing there, because I haven't really quantized it and I haven't set the display. But there you go, Babylon Sisters, Logic, couple of plugins. So take it easy. Bye bye.